Hey everyone, it's Dr. Detroit here, the doctor is in, and welcome back to our NASCAR Heat 5 Xfinity Series full season playthrough. Today, we're at race number 9 of 31, and we'll be at race number 10 of 31 in the next Xfinity video, because it's the first of a few double headers that we're going to be coming to, and we're doing it at the Homestead Miami Speedway. So, let's recap a little bit. Last week, we finished back in the 4th position at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Our car was just not as good there towards the end. We did use Freakazoid, but Freakazoid kind of got a little looser on us, and we also just didn't really have a good car after we got wrecked by Justin Haley. But we're going to bring that same car back to Homestead because I feel like that car is going to be fantastic here. Also, you will see that we have a new paint scheme back there. We have the Exalta colors back. But if you notice, we have a whole new scheme, not the one that we raced with at Phoenix. Let's take a look at the championship standings currently. So here's the playoff points as they stand. Harrison Burton, who won at Atlanta, is solidly in 2nd place. And then we have Riley Herbst and Chase Briscoe. These are the playoff drivers currently. And you can see that Justin Haley still hangs on by a thread. Anthony Alfredo, Alex LeBay, Ray Black Jr., Brandon Brown, and Jeff Green still need some points to get in, and the rest need some other things to happen. In the regular season standings, we still have a commanding lead ahead of Brennan Jones. In fact, it's kind of funny how you look at this, and then you see this, and see how everybody is, lined up. Because if you take a look, Brennan Jones is ahead of Harrison Burton, who has 2 wins. So that's a really weird deal, and Riley Herbst is all the way back here as well. And also Anthony Alfredo is currently 12th in the point standings, but he's nowhere near the top. He's nowhere near the front here, but if he gains 9 points and stuff, he could end up in there. So to give you an idea, we're heading to Homestead, then there will be a second race at Homestead. After that, it will be Talladega for the Money Lion 300, then we head to Pocono, and then coming up here will be the Indianapolis Roval. We're going to do something special for that race. And you guys will get to see that, hopefully, hopefully, because if my recording equipment can record without hiccups, then you guys are going to see something really cool when we get to that race. But for now, we got to get here to the Homestead Miami Speedway. So anyway, let me go ahead, get this car qualified, and I'll meet you guys in the garage area as we get ready for 100 laps at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Well, not a very good qualifying effort for us, 25th. The car was definitely starting out super tight, but here's the thing I know. I tested this car a couple of days ago at the time of recording, and this car will get better as we get into the long runs. It'll take about 6 to 10 laps for this car to get going, so hopefully we don't have any green-white checkers at the end there. But it's a 100 lap race, it's a long race. So let's see what happens. Let's get right into it. Looks like Harrison Burton and Brennan Jones have the front row. Key things to look at: Brennan Brown failed pre-race inspection, Jeffrey Earnhardt failed the technical inspection, and Matt Mills gave up some tires actually gave up track position for new tires. Alright, here we go. That beautiful Exalta colors right there. Here we go. The pace car is in. Let's see what we can do here, and the green flag is out at Homestead.
All clear.
22 lap stage, like it normally is on these first stages. Now we've already moved up into the 23rd position. Homestead Miami Speedway is a really fantastic track. I mean, it's a 1.5 mile oval, but this place used to be really flat. And then, somewhere around 2002, just a little bit after that race was done, as we now run 3 wide here next to Tommy Joe Martins and Jeff Green, they came in here, they gave it some progressive banking and made the track a little bit better. In fact, it actually was a lot of fun, and this place was also, too, where the championship was usually wrapped up. But in later years, they decided to go to Phoenix because for some reason NASCAR felt like that Homestead was not doing the job. So now we're currently sitting in the 19th position as Ray Black Jr. gets by us. He was somebody that we were having a hard time getting past, but now we got to get around Joe Nemechek. As you can see, our car is just not good in the turns right now. I did mention that our car is just not as good on the short runs. But right now, the car is feeling pretty decent. We just got to get around Joe Nemechek. We'll put him back into the 19th position. But I can definitely feel this car is really tight. But once the tires start to wear in, that's when we'll really start to come in. Now, the only reason for double headers, especially in the Xfinity series, is that remember, as we go past Justin Haley, this is the season that we're using that was used during the COVID time. And so what happened was that there were a few tracks that could not run a race due to the pandemic. So tracks like Homestead, Miami Speedway, we'll also see Kentucky as well. With their restrictions being a little bit less than other places, it allowed for us to run 2 back-to-back races and still fill that race quota. In fact, we'll have Kentucky coming up a little bit later on in the season as a doubleheader, and then I think we have one more doubleheader after that, and then that'll end doubleheaders for a bit of time. Currently up in the 17th position with about 18 laps to go on this stage. And you know, it's a big difference. It's a big jump between the F1 car and this series. Because at Spain, at the time of recording this, Spain, we were having a lot of problems, and you guys will probably see that in the upcoming video if it's not already out. What I may have to do with this car is that I may have to loosen her up a lot because the front end is just really tight. And I took out a lot of front weight too, so we'll just have to let the car, come to us. Because look at that, a 33.56. Yeah, we're having a little bit of a hard time trying to keep this car the way it is. And you can see our tires are really starting to show a little bit of wear, especially on that right front. I may need to run the high side for a bit to give that right front a little bit of something. As now Ryan Sieg will go. Oh Jesus! Ryan Sieg was gonna go behind us, but then I just went right into the wall. Now we do have 2 different cars for this race. We have this one, which is Freakazoid. And then when we come back again to run the second race, which will be the next video, we'll have a totally different car. But I will say, if we don't get the win with Freakazoid here, then Freakazoid is going to be retired. That's right, Freakazoid will end up in the retirement home because it doesn't work for these Xfinity races, I don't think. I mean, it worked out great for... Ooh boy, sorry Ryan Sieg. I mean, it worked out pretty well at Vegas. We finished second, but right now it just seems like this car is just not that strong right now. But as soon as I say that, look at this. We're gonna make it 3 wide, 4 wide, because Brennan Brown gave us a little bit of a bump, and now we're shoved up the track a little bit. Here comes Brennan Brown to the bottom, and Jesse Little as well.
Got a car low now. All right, you're clear.
Brennan Jones continues to lead the way in this race as we make our way through the corners.
Still there.
We will need to loosen the car up on the stop. Now, let me see how many laps it's been. It's already been about 8 laps. So right now we're not where we want to be. I mean, this car does feel a little sick. Because look, we go to the bottom and then we get very tight in the middle. So we may have to figure something out. We have to figure out some big adjustments for this car. Also, I did change the gearing down a little bit. Oh, the caution is out. Okay, who was it for? For Chad Fincham. Alright, you know what? I think right now, because this car is pretty, weird, I'm gonna say we stay out for right now and see what happens. Because we're solidly in the playoffs, so we can experiment a little bit. Especially since we have another race coming to Homestead here. Here we go. Here's the restart. Green flag. Gragson back in his usual Bass Pro Shop colors with 10 to go in this stage. There we go. Now we're starting to make some passes here. Riley Herbst and Noah Gregson for sure.
Still there.
We might be able to catch some stage points for this first stage. And then from there, we'll see what we want to do with the car, because I don't know. I'm not too concerned right now about this, but I am a little concerned about the tires. So I think we may actually give up some track position, loosen the car up, and see what that does.
Stay low.
We got 9 to go. Because we're going to use this race as kind of an experimentation race to see what we can do with this car, and then go from there. So we're going to be all over the place in this, as we now have cracked the top 10. Here's Anthony Alfredo in the 21 Alsco Chevrolet. Because right now this car just doesn't like to run in these turns very well. As now Ross Chastain has the race lead ahead of Brennan Jones. There's Harrison Burke in front of us in that white car. Whoops. Anthony Alfredo was just right out there.
Stay on the bottom here. All clear.
Now Brennan Jones has the race lead. As we now are going to take it to the bottom here, or take it to the middle groove, as now there's Harrison Burton up there near the top of it. And yeah, right now the car just does not have that good get up and go.
Good job.
So, like I said, we are going to use this race as kind of a test race to see if we can't, get this car to be to our liking. And sometimes this works out in your favor. If you know you're a faster car,
Careful.
even though we're not going to have any lapped cars at this point, it's better to go ahead, especially with this, to go ahead and experiment a little bit with this. And I'm thinking that we're going to loosen the car up. Most likely we are going to, let's see, we don't really have to worry too much about the tape. But I think we need to work a little bit on the air pressures and everything. At least do something to kind of help this car a little bit. Because right now, the way it is, it's not going to be a winner. So Ross Chastain continues to hold the lead as we get another yellow flag. This time, this one is for Tommy Joe Martins, who may have spun or may have blown up. Alright, so now we're going to go into a couple lap dash, and look at our tire wear. It's completely weird. But let's see what we can do and get some more stage points here.
Coming to the green, driver.
Here we go. Pace car is in, and we're back to
All
green.
right, dig, driver. Got one inside.
We seem to have a good little launch here on the restart, so we got 3 laps to go. Gonna go right underneath. Gonna go right underneath Michael Annette, who might be running a similar throwback scheme, but I see a little bit of Dale Earnhardt in that.
Careful.
Gonna try and get underneath Justin Allgaier here, but we did leapfrog a little bit, so practice into the top 5. It's a 3-lap dash, by the way. As we head our way into turns 3 and 4. Again, the car is a little tight right here, but we might get into 3rd place. See what happens. Is it gonna work? Yes, it does. 2 to go this time by. No, it does not. 2 to go for stage 1. So again, we are right there. We could win this stage. I mean, if we win the stage, or at least come in top 3, we'll get some pretty good points. But right now, Brennan Jones and the other cars are much stronger than we are on these tires, for sure. But we're keeping up the heat. Here we go, underneath Brennan Jones, but I get very tight again. I cannot get past Brennan Jones to save my soul. Here comes Austin Cindric to the bottom. We're going to get the white flag in stage number 1.
White flag, bring it home.
Ooh, Allgaier gives us a huge push into the corner, but I can't do anything with it except to just go right into the wall.
Inside.
So that will shove us out of the way. That'll put us back in the 7th position. That was not cool, Allgaier. See if we can get out of this JR Motorsports sandwich. Whoops, sorry. Uh-oh. Dang it! It's not what I was wanting to have happen. Oh man. Well, alright, there's the checkers, and we at least got 1 stage point. But that's going to be solely on Justin Allgaier, who kind of wrecked us there. Alright, so we got a pit. I'm going to get the damaged fix. I'm going to loosen this car up tremendously. We're going to go ahead and go all the way down here. Right front, I'm going to go ahead and put on 50. And see if we can't do anything with it. So, here we go. We're going to lose a bunch of track position, but we're gonna test this car. So here we go, we're back to 34th. And us and Jeff Green were the only ones that came to pit road. Here we go, stage 2. Got some new tires. Green flag is out for stage number 2, and you can see that the sky is getting darker. If there's one positive, as we have a 19-lap stage, if there's one positive I can give NASCAR Heat 5, is just the scenery and stuff. I mean, look at this. The sky looks very photorealistic for sure. So now that we have a loosened up race car, and we now have the tire pressure shuffled a little bit, let's see if we can't make some headway. We do have the newer tires, which means everybody's going to start to fall off a bit. So let's see what we can do. Because when everybody else comes to pit road, I'm pretty sure that we're going to come in with them.
Careful, still there.
I think. We'll have to see. Okay, getting underneath Cesar Baccarella. There's Justin Haley. Again, we are not going to mess with him right now because, well, you don't want to mess with them too soon. Anyway, Chase Briscoe is now out in front for this one. And it looks like that the adjustments that we made to this car are definitely making it feel a lot better. Like, the front end is no longer slipping, so that's a good sign. And we also made the right front pressure be the same as the rear pressure too. Get right on top of Jesse Little. There we go. Give him a little bump.
Hard from the outside.
Gonna be right there with Landon Castle in the Jesus car. That's actually a car that he drove for Morgan Shepherd.
All clear.
And unfortunately, that car doesn't run anymore in any of these races, mainly because of the fact that they don't have practice or qualifying at all. I mean, they kind of sort of do, but it's, you know, it's relatively short, especially with the way that NASCAR does these things these days. But look at this. From almost dead last to 18th in just a few laps. So who knows? Maybe we might have found something with this car, making that big adjustment, that we could start clawing our way back towards the front.
All right, you're clear.
Alright, let's take a look at our tire wear right now. Yeah, look at that. The tire wear is way more equalized. So that's a good sign. Now, will we come into pit with everybody else? Most likely, because I don't want to get off sequence here. This is not a good place to get off sequence with. If it was a road course, then sure. Then sure, we'd get a little off sequence. But this isn't a road course. This is an oval. You know what? Let's go up here and see how good the car is handling, because I'm very curious to see how we do here. The middle, all right. So the middle's not really too bad. I don't want to go up to the high side because I think this car is just too tight for it right now still. And I think that comes down to something in the setup. So now we're going to get underneath Ryan Sieg for the 16th position. Chase Briscoe continues to lead. Chase Briscoe already has a playoff spot here. And here's a driver that we don't usually talk about, Josh Bilicki, back here in this number 99 machine. That car is usually driven by Stephen Parsons back then. And currently he's running up here in the top 15. Well, not anymore as we passed him. Now we're going to get in front of Jeremy Clements, hopefully, and we'll get in front of Alex LeBay. So we're slowly making our way back towards the front. I think we can crack the top 10 here in stage number 2.
All clear.
As we continue to march. Ooh, didn't want to hit that. There's Alex LeBay in that beautiful 36 machine. I really like that car. It's a very nice paint scheme.
All right, you're clear.
Now we're going to get up behind Vinnie Miller, who has no sponsorship here on this car. This number 78 machine. And then there's Anthony Alfredo, and you can see the top 10 is slowly creeping in. You can see that everybody's now gone a little bit single file here, because I think a lot of these teams and drivers, their tires are starting to fall off. Ours are starting to show some wear as well, but a little bit more equalized wear as well. And equalized wear just means that the tires are all equaling the same, are all wearing out the same way. Vinnie Miller now will go... No, he won't. He will not go anywhere. 11 laps to go in this stage. We're going to go right underneath Vinnie Miller, give him a little nudge out of the way, and put us up into the 12th position.
Alright, you're clear.
Now, when we get to the final stage, it's going to be the longest stage, so we will definitely need to come to pit road and get some new tires to be up here with everybody. And I'm sure that everybody's going to come to pit road on the stage break. Oh! Oh!
Back it down, back it down.
Oh my god.
You're too fast to enter pit road. You're gonna have to serve a penalty.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Vinnie Miller just ruined our race for us.
10 laps to go.
Oh my god. And we can't even get out of it. Oh my god. Vinnie Miller spun us out. And we came to pit road, but NASCAR is gonna bop us for speeding. Well, there we go. Our race is ruined. But we will get the free pass when they come back around. So now we gotta be held here for 10 seconds. Oh my god. Vinnie Miller, you asshole. Completely ruined everything. Wow. Well, our race is partially ruined because of what just happened.
Hold your line. Got one inside.
So now we are the only car one lap down, which means we will get the free pass when the stage is done. But oh my god, Vinnie Miller, why did you do that shit? Why the hell did you do that? Nine to go this time by. You can see that we're a full lap behind. And now the car is getting tighter again. In fact, it's actually starting to feel very tight. What I may need to do is that I may need to take some air pressure out of the left rear and see if we can't get it to do something. But wow. I cannot believe what just happened. If this season... God. You know what? Vinnie Miller, we're gonna have to do something about him. But man, he just spun us out, and we ended up on pit road. We couldn't even abort it. We couldn't even abort coming to pit road because I don't think they even have that here. So right now we're currently one lap down because of that stupid thing, and of course NASCAR bopped us for speeding. And of course, you know, in this game, you know, the second you speed, you get black flag.
Careful, still there.
So that's pretty much stupid. So anyway, we're coming back around to just 7 laps to go in this stage, and we're also starting to pass these guys again.
You're all clear.
But when we come back to pit road, I'm going to do another major swing on this. If we get a caution now, that'll put us in the free pass, that'll give us the lucky dog. Because right now, all we need is a caution or the stage break end to put us back in the lead lap, and then we'll be just fine. But man, Vinnie Miller, what an asshole! What an absolute asshole! Got around Jeffrey Earnhardt there, and now here's Cesar Baccarella. None of these positions are counting because we're not on the same lap as they are.
Clear high, clear high.
But thankfully, though, since we get the free pass, this will be the first time that I can see what happens to us when a car gets the free pass. And right now, the back end just feels really weird. Looking at our tire wear, and it's starting to come a little bit better. But I think I may actually want to add back some wedge and maybe even take out some rear tire pressure, maybe. Because if you notice that the left rear is not really wearing as much anymore, but it is causing a bit of a problem because now that right side is having some problems. This is going to be an interesting situation for sure. Right now, you can see we are like half a track. We're like almost half a track away from Chase Briscoe. 4 laps of racing to go. Of course, it'll basically be more like 3 to go for this stage. Wow, back end is just not happy. This car needs help. And I'm thinking this is probably going to be a retirement for Freakazoid. And we'll have to do a whole new setup for Homestead, that's for sure. Whoa, boy.
Two to go.
Yep, 2 to go. As you heard there, even though it said free to go, we're now... Everybody else is, you know... Everybody else is on the other lap, and unfortunately, because we're a lap down, it's a bit of a pain. So, right now, we look like we could be the first car to go 1 lap down. I mean, there are some cars that Chase Briscoe is catching, and hopefully, that he doesn't lap those cars. Because if he does, that'll trap us a lap down. And then we'll have to start somewhere close to the back.
Last lap, hit your mark.
So here we go. This is the white flag lap for us in stage number 2. Let's see if we can just keep ourselves ahead of here. Chase Briscoe will now win stage number 2. And once the top 10 goes by, it'll show us where we finished. At least I think that's what'll happen. And then,
Nice drive,
there it is.
stage driver.
35th. Good God. Where is Vinnie Miller, anyway? Well, everybody's coming to pit road, and unfortunately we are not the lucky dog. Instead, Jeff Green is going to get the lucky dog. So, that means we are trapped 1 lap down. So, we're gonna just use this race as a test session now. Screw it. Alright, let's see what happens. Looks like we're gonna be really close on fuel, so let's go ahead and advance to the restart. Yeah, Jeff Green was the free pass right there. I was afraid of that.
All right.
But let's see what happens here. We need to get up ahead of Jeff Green, and so stage 3 is underway.
All right, you're clear.
This will be the longest stage of 54 laps,
Stay low, stay low.
and I think we have just enough fuel that we can make it to the end there. So now, CJ McLaughlin is the first car 1 lap down, but we make short work of him
All right, you're clear.
with this car. So now we're the first car 1 lap down, which means that if we get a caution at any point now, then we will be back on the lead lap. And right now, we should be on the lead lap, but unfortunately, we got Vinnie
Hold
Miller.
your line. Clear high, bud.
So here we go. Let's see if this setup, or let's see if these changes helped us in terms of the car itself. Here we
All
go.
clear.
Well, right now the car feels a little better, and I think taking some of that pressure out of the left rear has really helped us.
Still
But it's
there.
only been the first couple of laps since we went back green, so. But I'll tell you what, this is probably the worst that we've done so far in this
Outside,
race.
outside. All clear.
Two laps remain. It's still, I mean, we still got a long way to go, but I really do think that we can. I really
All
do
right,
think.
you're clear.
Ooh, Jesus, Jesse Little giving me a huge bump. I really do think that we've not seen the final caution in this race. All we need is that 1 yellow flag, or at least get up in front of the race leader, because if we can get ahead of the race leader
Clear high.
at
clear
some
high.
point, then what we can do is that we can unlap ourselves. In fact, if no caution comes out, we're going to see if we can Bill Elliott this race.
That's the halfway mark.
That's the halfway point right now of this race. For those that don't know what I mean by the Bill Elliott this race, many years ago in the 1980s, Bill Elliott found himself 2 laps down at Talladega, and because his car was just so powerful, he used that opportunity to not only get his laps back under race conditions, but he drove back and won the damn thing. So I don't know if that'll happen here. I know that this car likes the longer runs, but right now, as long as we stay up ahead of Austin Hill and some of these other cars, we will get the free pass once we get to the caution. But it would be kind of cool to drive up to Chase Briscoe, pass him, and then see if we can't, become the heroes of this story. Because right now, this is not going to hurt us in the standings, because I know that we did get 1 point in the stage, but that's the least amount of points we've ever received. There it is! That should put us back in the lead lap. And if you notice, 50 laps of fuel remain, which means we're going to be okay, but you know what? I'm going to come in, and I'm going to take a little extra fuel than everybody else. Just in case we have a green-white checker. We'll go ahead and take a little bit of tape off. So we got the free pass. We are back on the lead lap, which means we are back in this thing.
We're going green.
Here we go, everyone. And it's a good idea that we decided to pit because now we have a little extra fuel than everybody else. So here we go now.
All clear.
Green flag back out with 45 to go. Haha, we needed that yellow flag desperately. So now we can start to march our way towards the front. That is, if these cars would just stop holding us up.
Clear high.
Get around Joe Nemechek and Tommy Joe Martins here. Now, the big question with these other cars is that will they be able to make it on fuel, especially if we get a green-white checker? You might see some of these cars come into pits, but we will stay out because we probably will be okay. Moving up now in the 26th position, we're now going to get past Joe Graff Jr. We do. We get past Josh Williams. There's Cesar Baccarella ahead of us. Right-hand side, actually. He's up here. But we got past him, which is great. Oops, careful, buddy. Now we're going to get past Shelby Howard and Justin Haley.
Clear high. Clear high.
Brendan Jones is now back into the race lead. But for how long, though? Because I think this car is now starting to come into itself. Make it nice and easy here for the turns. Up ahead of us is Jesse Little and Jeffrey Earnhardt. These two haven't been able to get around each other or even get away from each other. This is one of those weird things that happens sometimes.
Stay on the bottom. Clear high, bud.
Ahead is Riley Herbst and Ryan Sieg. And now we're about to be back up here in the top 19 at least. I haven't seen Vinnie Miller anywhere, so I wonder if that was him that had a problem. I don't even know. I didn't even see his name, but once we get up to him, I don't know what we're going to do with him.
Still there.
Because he did kind of mess us up a little bit. In fact, I think I see him up ahead. Yeah, it looks like that what we did in the rear of the car seems to be okay. I mean, it's still wearing not as much as the other tires, but at least the car is feeling a little better.
Careful, still there.
Still pretty tight. I think regardless of where we finish, I don't think we're going to use Freakazoid again. I think we're going to have to use a totally different car for the next race, which might be done a little bit after this. I don't know. At the time of recording this, I am having a little mental health kind of thing going on with me. So I don't know if I'll record again today at the time of recording, or if I'll record again within the next few days. We'll have to see. But let's see. A good top 10 finish would really help us right now. 39 laps to go. No cautions have come out since that last one. But now it feels like the car is starting to come a little bit better to me. Up ahead is Vinnie Miller. We're going to go underneath Jeremy Clements and take away the 15th position.
Still there.
There we go.
You're all clear up top.
Just trying to be nice and easy here. 38 to go. The car is slowly coming to me, so we don't need to worry too much about anything. And you can see it's still a little bit tight. There's the perpetrator who spun me out. He spun me out a little earlier.
Still there. Stay low.
Alex LeBay right there. I kind of backed out a little bit because, you know, I didn't want to hit LeBay.
Careful, still there.
And that's all that we're going to do to him. That's all we're going to do. Maybe not. Because, see, I don't want to wreck Vinnie Miller right now. And I have no intentions of doing so. But I just want to let him know that, you know, hey, I'm watching you. There we go. Nice little love tap. Showing him, hey, we're right here. But this has now put us in the 14th position. Let's see if we can get past Vinnie Miller here with 36 laps to go. We're going to try going high here. I don't think that's actually going to work. Yeah, not quite, but we should be able to get him here on the back straightaway. Yes, we do. Give him a nice little, give him another little love tap. And into 13th we go. This track looks really good under the lights. This race used to be in the daytime, but then they switched it to nighttime for, you know, prime time ratings and things like that. In fact, a lot of tracks actually put lights in for, you know, the primetime audience. Like Homestead, Richmond, Bristol, Auto Club Speedway for that matter. Atlanta, I believe, has lights, but I've never really seen too many races under the end of the lights at Atlanta. Charlotte for sure has them, and some others. Okay. So who had the issue this time? Mike Harmon's way back there. It doesn't say who had the issue, but this is going to help us tremendously, because you know what? That now takes fuel strategy out the window for sure. And this will put us into a 32-lap dash. Puts us right here behind everybody. So let's see what we can do. Let's crack this top 10, and maybe we can win this thing. Let's see.
Ready.
Because that'd be huge to go from the back to the front. Green flag is back out. How many laps do we have left? 31 laps to go.
Careful, still there.
Here we go, down in turn 1 and 2 we go. Car's a little bit on the loose side to start things off, but nothing too bad.
Careful, still there.
Here's Brandon Brown ahead of us. We're going to make short work of him as we skate it down in turn 3 and 4. Car washed up the track just a little bit. Daniel Hemrick up there in the Poppy Bank, number 8.
Still there. Careful, still there.
Now we've made the pass on him. Sort of. Saved it. Wow. The car got wicked loose on me and we saved it.
Car outside. Hold your line.
Boy, that was a little bit scary. We kind of got loose off the corner there. It's almost like the air got taken off our spoiler. But we saved the car, thank goodness. I think at this point, with 29 to go, I think what we're going to have to just hope for is to just finish in the top 10 the best we can. Let's see if we can finish up here in the top 10 or anything. Because this car has just not been good for us at all.
Still there.
Getting around Jeremy Clements, kind of. But yeah, this car, I think Freakazoid is definitely going to be retired after this race.
Stay high, stay high.
And we'll have to come up with a whole new car that'll be better for us. In fact, I would say we could bring the car that we ran with at Las Vegas. That could work. But I don't know. We may have to bring a whole new car in, maybe. I don't know.
Still there.
Meanwhile, we're up into the 14th position, and the leaders haven't really gotten around us, or actually haven't gotten by,
Stay on the bottom.
haven't changed at all. Chase Briscoe continues to lead.
Excellent lap. Good job.
Continues to lead the way. That's now Cole Custer that is leading, actually, but with a totally different number. Ooh. Yikes. Get around Ray Black Jr. here, who's having the time of his life. Then we'll get underneath Brian Brown.
Careful, still there.
Now we're going to close the gap here on Anthony Alfredo to try and make something happen. So now crack into the top 10. We got 26 laps to go, so the win might still be in our grasp, but I don't know.
All clear.
I really don't know. Our tires are doing okay, and this is about the time when this car should be coming in. But right now we got a huge deficit to make up. So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try running up here towards the higher group. How about we not hit the wall? That'd be a good idea. So the high line just did not suit this car. So let's try and run the middle. Let's try and run the middle. See if maybe we can keep something going here. I had to let off the gas a little bit there, but I don't know if we got enough. Coming out of turn 4, we're coming to just 24 laps to go. Had a really good lap time there, a very fast lap. And right now, we're slowly catching Harrison Burton by about a tenth a lap. But right now, he's only got a 1.5 second deficit on us. Or we have a 1.5 second deficit on him. Coming as fast as we can around the corner.
That was your best lap ever.
So that right there, that was our best lap ever, which means that currently we have the fastest lap on track, possibly, or it's probably our record. But that's pretty good. Because you know what, the original NASCAR Heat games were like that, especially with the spotter that always would say, "That's your best lap ever," when you got a new track record. 22 laps to go, still holding firm in the 9th position. This would be our lowest finishing position if we can't do anything with Harrison Burton here, but I'm slowly seeing that we're slowly catching him, especially with the fact that this car, I've had to let off the gas a bit in order to get this thing a little bit closer. Be really careful here and really cautious with what we can do with him. But right now, we're almost 1 second behind him, and still catching a lot of ground. See, now we just gained about 2/10 a lap on him just going into the corner. So I'm wondering if now we're starting to get better going in, but coming out we're just crap. If we get another caution, that would be great. Because then that caution would basically bunch everybody up, and then these teams may have to make a decision on if they want to come in or stay out. Coming around with just 20 to go.
No mistakes here.
So 20 laps to go in this race, and we're now getting bigger in Harrison Burton's rear view mirror. I don't know if we have enough to catch Chase Briscoe, but we are sure as hell gonna give it our best. No chance of rain in the forecast either. You can see that the sky is so beautiful here. Oh boy. Little loose there. I actually have to juke the wheel to the right to just keep this thing from not spinning out. But yeah, this thing is just upset. This car is almost like as if it just wants to burst into tears. Whoa. Yeah, this thing is getting looser and looser the longer we go. Yeah, look at that. It's the tire issue. It's the tires are giving us a big problem. Well, let's see what we can do here as we head down into the corner. Nice and easy through here, but the car is getting tighter on me, and it got wicked loose coming out of the corner, that's for sure. 18 laps to go. Yep, as soon as we get back into the gas, the thing just wants to spin out. There it goes. Yep, there it goes. Well, that ends our race for the win. the thing just kind of spun out on us. Yep, back end is completely cocked up. And there we go. There's the big one.
Back her down.
We're going to make one more adjustment here for some damage control. Yep, we're going to just go ahead and take all the tires. Screw it. So the free pass went to Austin Hill. Everybody's going to be on older tires. We're on the new ones, but let's see what we can do here to salvage a good finish. Here we go. We're going to come back around the stripe, and it's going to be 14 laps remain. So 14 laps to go. Looks like Ross Chastain is currently the race leader. It looks like he can finally get himself a win, hopefully.
Alright, you're clear.
So now let's see if we can actually get around these guys and, you know, try to get up there, because you would think that newer tires would be much better than these worn out ones.
You got room. You're clear. Stay high. Stay high.
13 laps to go. If we can just crack the top 10, that would just be awesome. I think I can get up to towards that top 10, but we have to wait and see what happens, because this car sometimes doesn't like these newer tires. Try to get around Cesar Vaccarella down there at the bottom in that number 90 machine.
All clear.
Now Jesse Little swings down low. Put us up into the 22nd position.
High lane clear.
And right now, nobody wants to give us that low line, as we now have 12 to go for the rest of for the race. Brennan Jones now retakes the race lead.
Stay high. Stay high.
I mean, with these new tires, with the way that the car was feeling just now,
You're clear.
it seems like now that the car feels a little better. Yeah, like now the tires seem a little bit better since we have new ones. But we're now just within 10 laps to go. It's now 11 laps to go this time by. I don't know, guys. This is not looking too good for a top 10 finish, but we'll see. We're trying to get around these guys, and it's really difficult to get around them. See if we can't make some moves here. We're going to go way down here to the bottom. Try and get Landon Castle and Ryan Sieg going into turn 3, and we do. There we go.
Clear high, bud.
Well, now we're just marching our way up towards that top 10, so it's gonna be really close for a top 10 finish. So we now have 10 to go. And I think all these cautions that have come out have actually helped a lot of these cars, because they can save fuel. If we get a green white checker, we're gonna be just fine. We're gonna be fine on fuel.
Still there.
Some of these other ones that I'm a little concerned about. But here we go, go underneath Noah Gregson and get underneath Jeremy Clements in that 51 machine. Put us up into the 15th position. All we gotta do is pass 5 more cars and we will have a top 10 finish. 9 to go this time by. I'll tell you one thing, when we do race number 2 from this place, we are going to have a much better car. We're going to have a way better setup, I hope, and I hope to God that we can win it, because then that can negate this 15th, this poor finish that we probably will have. But now I'm just diving it into the corners. We're going to get past Vinnie Miller coming into turn 1 and 2 here in a sec. From around to 8 laps to go. Here we go. Now we've made the move. So put us up into the 14th position. Brennan Jones looks like he's going to win this race possibly, unless somebody has something to say about it. Alex LeBay coming here into the corner. We give him a little bump. Whoops. Save it, save it, save it, save it, save it. And he saved it, but we had to use him because we almost went off. Because we almost spun out too. 7 to go this time by. Vinnie Miller's behind us again, giving us another little push.
All right, you're clear.
But that push pushed us way high. God, Vinnie Miller is just really trying to wreck us, isn't he?
Inside.
He's got to get off my tail section here. This is getting
outside.
stupid.
Hold your line.
There we go.
All clear.
Jeez, Vinnie Miller just... I think we're going to have to title this episode Getting Vinnie Miller or something. I don't know. 6 to go this time by. We're currently in the 13th position. Up ahead is just the final few cars we have to get us up into the top 10. If we can get into the top 10, that would be a great finish, and that we can take. Especially after this crazy and just bizarre race that we've had. Freakazoid just does not work for this type of track. I know I sound like a broken record, but I really thought Freakazoid was actually going to be really good.
5 to go.
5 laps to go. Let's see what happens here with this. Stick it right into the corner. Still not enough to really catch them. But here we go. We're now going to get up behind Anthony Alfredo. Slipped up the track a little bit, but look at this. That is 12th, 11th, and 10th in front of us. This is going to be huge.
Stay low, stay low. All right, you're clear.
Here we go. I think we're going to get into the top 10 here pretty quick. We just got to get past Josh Balicki. See what we can do. We're going to go deep dive into the inside and crack us into the top 10. And now we get around Brendan Brown.
Stay on the bottom.
Oh, wait a minute. Ray Black Jr.'s right there. 3 laps to go. At this point, we'll be able to catch him. There we
All
go.
right, you're clear.
If we get a caution now, that would put us in the green-white checker situation, and that would be huge. See if we can get around Brandon Brown here and make up some more positions. Harrison Burton is up there. I think he's going to be a little too hard for us to catch at this point, but let's see what we can do here. See if we can get around Brandon Brown, give him a little bump, kind of get him a little loosey-goosey, but couldn't really get past him. 2 laps to go this time by.
2 laps to go.
See if we can get up there into the 9th position. We're gonna travel it way down into the corner, make the bonsai run, and get Brennan Brown there for the 9th position.
All clear.
There we go. He relents it back to us. But now Brennan Jones will be coming out of turn 4. He'll be taking the white flag this time by, presented by Credit One Bank. We'll be back here in the 9th position, or maybe even the 10th position, because here comes Brennan Brown again to the bottom. Man, this is going to be a huge battle here between he and I.
Hit your mark.
So we'll have to see what happens. Brennan Jones looks like he is going to be on easy street to win this race. Meanwhile, me and Brennan Jones are battling for that 9th position. Harrison Burton can look in his rearview mirror and say, "So long, fellas." Here comes Brendan Brown to the outside, or excuse me, to the inside of us. See if we can't make another move here to the outside. We're gonna take it really deep into the corner. Trying to see if we can get a good run off of the corner. We're gonna get a little tight. Brendan Jones has won the race. Brendan Brown is going to get us, maybe? It's gonna be a drag race.
Still there.
Ah! Brendan Brown got us. Ah. So we finished 9th. God damn it, man. God damn it. That would have been great to finish 9th, but instead we ended up finishing 10th, which is still a top 10, but still that's... Oh, wowzers. Matt Mills had a very hard lick. Do you see that? Oh! Jeez. That thing was killed. And there we are. But let me see here. The highest we were in this race was basically 3rd, especially with a bad car that we had. And then let's see if we can find where we get Vinnie Miller. Well, okay, this was the other incident that we had that ended the stage. But it looks like a lot of these replay things are just stuck on the 22nd lap. Wait, let's see here. Wow, there's a lot of things that happen in the 20s, in the 20s of the laps here. Let's see if we can find that other wreck. Okay, so we're all the way back here now, but let me see. Well, that was our first time going to the back. But then we continued to move our way up. When did we get hit by Vinnie Miller? Somewhere in here. I hope it recorded, but I don't think it did. Yeah, because then right here, this is where we start to make our launch there. But man, this thing at the very end, I just could not believe. So we finished the 10th spot. We didn't lead a single lap or get a stage. But look at that, Brennan Jones wins by just winning this one stage. And in the point standings, we took a slight hit, but we're still at the very top. We're still at the very top of it, so now Brennan Jones will lock himself into the playoffs. So good for him. So Chase Briscoe got the fastest lap award. Let's see what else we got here. He also led the most laps at 60. How about the most made-up positions? Went to Brennan Brown. And who got the Tough Break award? Riley Herbst, back there in 20th. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, so our next race will be back to Homestead Miami Speedway, and we're going to bring a much better car as well. So if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you leave a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care.